Hey everyone, what's good? Welcome back to The Quiet Resonance, your go-to channel for personal growth insights through amazing books. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits home for a lot of young people, as pointed out by renowned psychologist William Damon, the growing sense of drifting. So, what's this drifting feeling? In simple terms, it's that sense of emptiness, where you can't find direction, motivation, or meaning in life. It's like an invisible chain holding back the spirit of young people. A lot of young folks go through the motions. They go to school, head to college, graduate, and then hustle to make a living, hit a certain salary, buy a car, pay off a mortgage, you name it. On the outside, it looks like everything's on track. But inside, they feel like life's boring, repetitive, and lacks real value or purpose. In the US, a staggering 45% of college students deal with serious depression symptoms. Psychologists have even coined a new term, emerging adulthood, to describe how many people, after their teenage years, don't smoothly transition into adulthood but get stuck in this hazy in-between phase, neither fully young nor fully grown. The book we're talking about today, which I'll loosely translate as The Path to Purpose, How Young People Can Find Their Inner Calling, is by William Damon, a professor of education at Stanford University and one of the world's top scholars on human development. He's been named one of the 50 most influential psychologists globally. Damon points out that young people today often lack motivation because they don't have a clear understanding of purpose. So, how do you set goals that keep you from drifting and help you move past that awkward in-between stage? We're going to explore that through this incredibly helpful book, The Path to Purpose. I hope this episode, kicking off the new year, helps you find the right direction and take confident steps on the path that's truly yours. May that journey bring you a life that's rich, meaningful, free, and full of happiness. What kind of goal setter are you? Have you noticed how many young people around us are living with frustration or no drive at all? They lack motivation because, despite having all this youthful energy, they haven't found a way to channel it. During your teenage and young adult years, your brain is developing at full speed, and your physical energy is at its peak. If you don't have a big, solid goal to aim for during this time, it's easy to fall into a state of emptiness and frustration. Based on his research, Damon divides young people into 4 main groups. Group 1. The drifters, ****. These folks prioritize a comfy, easy life. When interviewed, they usually don't mention any clear goals. Their main focus is figuring out how to live more enjoyably. Their minds are caught up in chasing new thrills, distractions, or relationships. About 25% of young people fall into this group, living for instant gratification and fleeting fun. Is that wrong? At first, it might feel nice, but it leads to pain down the line. For example, dining at fancy restaurants or posting check-ins at cool spots might be a goal, but it gets old fast when those experiences repeat without deeper meaning. Some young people spend hours binge-watching shows or gaming for that quick entertainment hit, only to feel like they've wasted time with nothing lasting to show for it. Group 2. The dreamers, ****. Dreamers are full of big ideas but short on action. They love talking about grand plans but never actually get started. Many dream of becoming a celebrity or someone famous, admired by all, but they don't set realistic goals to make it happen. This group also makes up about 25% of young people. Group 3. The superficial, ****. These folks are the opposite. They have tons of goals and go all out to achieve them. But their goals often come from pride, arrogance, or a craving for status. They chase appearances and recognition, like earning degrees to prove themselves or climbing the career ladder to cement their place in the world. But after reaching their goals and working at it for a while, they often lose that initial excitement and start questioning what it all means. Motivation rooted in pride or status isn't sustainable. This group accounts for about 30% of young people. Group 4, the purpose-driven, ***. The purpose-driven make up about 20% of young people. They've found clear goals, focus their efforts, and see meaning behind what they do. There's also a small group not included in these four, called the disordered. They have very clear goals, but they're driven by revenge or rebellion against society. In short, 80% of young people today are caught in that drifting feeling. Most either have no goals or have too many goals pointed in the wrong direction. So, where do you fit in, and what makes a goal the right kind? Music. What makes a goal the right kind? ***. Most people set goals to answer questions like, what do I need to achieve? Or, who do I want to become? These questions focus on personal, material desires. Our brains tend to latch onto specific, measurable things, like learning a certain number of vocabulary words to master a language, earning specific certifications for a dream job, or expecting to have 500 million by age 25, a condo by 30, or an enviable career. When goals are guided by concrete targets, it's easy to feel like you're being productive, on the right path, heading toward a successful, elite life. But here's the truth, focusing only on targets doesn't mean you're living with the right kind of goals. Remember this, goals aren't just targets. A true goal has to be big and grounded. Damon says your life's purpose is your ultimate concern. It's the final answer to the question, why? Why am I doing this? Why does it matter to me? Why is it important? A true goal is the deep-rooted reason behind your short-term objectives and the driving force behind most of your daily actions. If you want to live a life full of passion, resilience, and energy, you can't just settle for chasing material, short-term goals. For example, a lot of people say, my goal is to buy a house. That sounds like a long-term goal, but it's really just a short-term material one. It might motivate you for a while, maybe 5 or even 10 years of effort. But once you get there, you might ask yourself, was this house really that important? Or, when you finally have it, you realize it doesn't bring the happiness you expected. As the book Finite and Infinite Games points out, if you live only to hit a certain result, achievement, or fame, you'll stay stuck in a cycle of endless goals, followed by disappointment or emptiness when you either miss the mark or get there and feel nothing. Ever tried swimming? How do you keep from sinking? Some say to tread water, kicking hard to stay in place. But does that guarantee you won't go under? Peter Gray, a top child psychologist, says swimming forward keeps you afloat. Moving forward is its own kind of balance. When you find a direction you can keep pushing toward naturally, life becomes so much easier to balance. A lot of us miss this. We think balance comes from treading water in place. After hitting a material goal, we try to cling to that result, hoping life stays frozen in that moment with no surprises. That's when you start feeling like you're drifting, bored, and stuck. So, Damon says a solid goal has to come from your inner calling. That's the right direction for your life. Before you set a goal, you need a clear direction. This is more important than any specific target or action. Without the right direction, the goals you set will only lead to a lifetime of struggling and emptiness over short-term material wins. In the end, all you're left with is that drifting feeling. A goal rooted in your inner calling is one where you see your work as meaningful to yourself and to the world around you. It's about aligning your personal vision with a social purpose. The great psychologist Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, says you have to align your goals with society's. That's a noble goal, and it's what gives your life real value and meaning. Noble doesn't mean you have to do something world-changing. It can be an ordinary job. For example, Damon visited a restaurant in a small town. The food wasn't amazing, but what stood out was that they hired local troubled teens as servers. After some training, these kids started caring about others and became upstanding citizens. When people asked the owner about it, he said, "Our mission is to have hungry customers come in and leave happy." In other words, this restaurant wasn't about making big profits, getting tips, or cutting costs. It was about bringing joy and solving problems for customers. If any job you do can help or make a difference for others, you're on the right track with your inner calling. You found a truly noble purpose. A big goal tied to your calling has to meet 3 conditions: competence, meaning, and joy. Together, these make up your calling. Competence ***. You need a realistic sense of your abilities. Can you actually do this well? Meaning ***. Can your abilities solve a problem for others? Joy ***. Can you feel joy using your skills this way? These 3 principles apply to any career. Try drawing 3 circles for these factors and overlap them. The intersection is where you'll find your sense of purpose, a clear, complete direction for your work and life. When a personal goal connects to a social purpose, it gives you 3 key things: strength, continuity, and a flow state. Your calling becomes a natural motivator, pushing you to tackle daily tasks willingly, joyfully, and with focus. Damon offers a series of steps to find your true purpose. 1. Have enlightening conversations with people outside your family or close circle. 2. Observe how purpose-driven people work. 3. Reach your first moment of clarity. Ask, what important thing in the world needs improving or fixing? 4. Reach your second moment of clarity. What can I contribute to change this? This helps you see your own strengths. 5. Identify your goal and start acting on it. 6. Get support from family. 7. Step up your efforts creatively and build influence to pursue your goal. 8. Master the skills needed to chase your goal. 9. Boost your ability to execute. 10. Stay optimistic and confident. 11. Commit to your goal long term. 12. Apply the skills and traits you develop while pursuing your goal to other parts of your life. The book shares a moving story about a 6-year-old boy who, after visiting Africa, set a goal to raise money for wells there. He started by earning pocket money, then rallied others to donate, launching a campaign called Ryan's Well. By his teens, he'd raised enough to build hundreds of wells in Africa. If someone, even as a kid, can find a goal that benefits society and work toward it, they can achieve incredible things. A sustainable mindset for a sustainable goal ***. A lasting goal needs a lasting mindset. The journey to your purpose doesn't require you to burn yourself out, but if you don't keep a pure mindset, it'll always feel out of reach. A key mindset for building goals is overcoming the culture of instant gratification. Today's instant gratification culture is strong, and honestly, kind of scary. Everyone's asking, how much do I need for financial freedom? Generation after generation, people set different material values. For young people today, the top value is often financial freedom. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, but when a whole society puts it first, that's a problem. If our values are only about getting richer, standing out, or being more successful, society's narrative becomes a worship of utility. When people accept this as normal, more and more chase it and push their kids towards short-term material goals. What happens when utility is just about feeding instant gratification? Damon sums it up in 3 ways: inner conflict, feeling lost, and resenting the world. If parents push their kids to study hard, micromanage them, scold them for low grades, sign them up for extra classes, and teach them to charm adults for approval, it creates conflict in kids. They'll follow along but feel uncomfortable and miserable. The more they do it, the more meaningless it feels, leaving them bored and resentful of life's many aspects. Parents are supposed to be in the passenger seat, not the driver. But many take the wheel, leaving their kids as passengers in their own lives. Kids don't get a say, just following where their parents steer. A parent's influence on their kids is deep, ongoing, and lifelong. So, if you're a parent, learn to let go of your ego. Your desires and attitudes don't matter if you force them on your kids. It only pushes them further from their inner calling and a meaningful life purpose. What parents can do is understand their kids, spark their curiosity, let them express themselves, and ignite their passions. Damon says this is about listening seriously and looking for the spark that lights up in your child. If you're feeling conflicted about chasing values society praises, stop. Listen to your inner voice and find your own spark. This book isn't just for teens, it helps us face ourselves. Reading it makes you think about how to support your kids, but also whether you can start shaping your life's purpose today. No matter your age, today is the youngest day of your life. The book's advice isn't just for young people, it's for all of us. Right now, we all have a chance to write a new chapter for our lives. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who needs it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new videos every week. One more time, thank you all, and see you in the next one.